Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Pearl Rosen Talk podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Go check out our Instagram at Real Pearl Rosen Talk.
So for this episode, we thought we'd talk about a topic which is vital in school life. One that absolutely everyone can relate to, whatever side they're on.
Before we carry on though, make sure to stick around until the end because we have some very exciting stuff to let you all know about. Okay, let's just be super clear before we start. Bullies are cowards, that is all they are.
And in this episode, we're going to be discussing how to get past them, what in difficult situations, and even how to block them out of your life altogether.
Right, so Freddie, why don't you read out our first kind of discussion point?
Alright, so why do bullies do what they do?
What do we think, guys? Why do we think bullies be bullied?
So I think in some situations, it's because they're jealous. So that's one point.
Yes, I completely agree.
I think like why they do it. Another reason is why I think there's like something like behind like going on maybe in their lives, that like something behind the scenes, if you know what I mean.
Completely. Ben, have you got any input?
Oh, I'm back. Yeah, sorry. I just.
Yeah, why do you think bullies do what they do?
Well, either they're just horrible people, or they, you know, they maybe not having a great life at home, so they sort of feel small at home, so they want to make themselves feel big.
That's what I thought.
I don't know. Maybe
Definitely.
You get mixed people. People just maybe have problems at home and just want to feel big. But then some people are just absolutely awful. I mean, it is wrong to bully anyway, but these are just reasons why I think people might do it.
And I guess that kind of also ties into the whole, you know how like you got a school hierarchy where you got the really popular kids, and then you've also got like the really maybe not as they don't want as much trouble, they're kind of quiet. And I think maybe because like the really popular kids, I mean, for example, I was in a lesson today in school, and there were 3 kids, I won't say any names obviously, but they all got sent out. And I don't know if they're just I imagine it's probably because they're trying to be impressive, which is like, well, why would you do that? You could just do all your schoolwork, and the thing is also there's a balance, I think, which is so easy to kind of manage. You can have a balance between being really funny and being really cool, and also generally being like wanting to learn and wanting to not, because I think a bully, they just kind of intend on hurting other people. What's the point in that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's horrible.
So our second discussion point, do you want to read that out, Ben?
How to avoid bullies in and out of school.
So Oscar, you think I should answer this one, do you?
Yeah, I think Freddie, you are very good at like kind of observing, which is such a good position to be in, because you can enjoy. I mean, the thing is, right, sometimes bullies are kind of like not bullies, but like the loud, annoying, popular, or not annoying, but like
No,
loud,
they're actually
noisy,
popular. It's just like
they can shout
people. Yeah, just shut up, people.
Yeah, I think it's quite amusing.
There's a difference between bullies and like just general different people think they're solid and idiots and stuff like that. But if you're like talking about not bullies, but just people that think they're everything, they're right. I think you kind of just let them do what they do. Sorry, because in the end, who's gonna end up with a pretty good job, and who's going to be flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Smart lad.
Freddie, I think you'd be really good at giving advice for, like, let's say, right, a bully's just thought, okay, I want to turn my life around, I want to be really well behaved. What would your advice be for that? How do you think they should do that?
Just, no, because, like, I can be quite loud and, like, outgoing, if you know what I mean. Like, but the thing is, like, when a lot of people, when they're bored in lessons or whatever, that's when they start to not play up, just muck about a bit. Well, which is fine, they can do that. Like, I've probably done it a few times, but it's just a lot of the time I just kind of keep quiet and just knuckle down, you know what I mean? But like, if I'm bored in the lesson, then I won't turn to just disrupting everyone else. There's no point, because I don't know. So I'll just sit there and be quiet, probably daydream a bit, but. Yeah. Yeah,
I think we kind of shifted on to not necessarily like the bullies, but just the people who are distracting us from learning.
Yeah, because like we don't really have any bullies in our year. Like, what do you define a bully? What's the definition of a bully?
Well, like I think the definition of a bully. I'll search it up right now. Hang on. Bully definition. I think of it as like someone who's repeatedly wanting to kind of hurt people emotionally or physically. Okay, hang on. So, a person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those to whom they perceive as vulnerable. So yeah, basically just kind of trying to pick on the people who they know will have more of an effect. So I think when, like, if a bully ever comes up to you, the best thing to do, the worst thing to do rather, is to not go and, oh no, why are you doing that? Or not to, like, go and snitch on them, or not, just kind of, like, tell them to either go away. A really good tip I have is to always say, oh, that's so boring, think of some better insults. Like, insult their bullying techniques, if you know what I mean. Call them boring, tell them to give up. It's not, why would you do that? It's, like, such a waste of time trying to bully someone. But yeah, I think there's also a really good thing around schools, though, because schools have a really good way of handling bullies. I mean, the school that we go to, I'm not going to say the name, but they manage, as soon as anyone tells a teacher or a member of staff if they've been bullied, then I think all schools generally have an incredibly good way of shutting it down immediately, as in not letting it go any further, because if they do, then and that's the most important thing. Don't let it like kind of cut into your life so much. Don't have to worry about that. Leave, like, just kind of, I don't know how to phrase it. Do you know what I mean? Ben, what have you got? What advice would you give to people who are suffering from bullying?
Stand up for yourself. Speak to your friends about it. You got to open up about it, because if you don't tell anyone, it's just going to get worse, and that's just going to really end up really bad for you. So you got to tell a trusted adult, tell a teacher, tell your mum, your dad, or whatever, even your older sibling. And you've really got to tell people about it so they can help you. But if they, like, this is like what I think you should do. If they, like, punch you or something, or, like, start being violent with you, or just say if they punch me, I just punch them back. But
you can't do that. You can't. Yeah, we can't say that on a podcast about how to handle bullies. You can't just say, beat them up, I think,
No,
right,
no,
so
I did.
the next
If they punch you, just do it back to them. And if they, like, swear at you, just swear back at them.
No, but what will that do? What good will that do? Last thing I wanted to say was, have you got any personal stories about bullying?
No,
because I definitely have one.
There's a big difference between, like, having fun with your mates or whatever, and then getting bullied, like.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
but, like, you can have a joke
of
with someone, but some people take that
true.
serious. Like, I don't take, if someone came up to me,
and I think, like,
or, like, whatever,
if you don't know, if you don't know if they're going to be offended, just don't do it. Like, why would you risk that? Because then you can get in serious trouble and all that. I wanted to, can I tell you guys about my story when I was bullying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it bullying. So basically, I won't go into the full details because it's a very long story. But so in this, actually, I won't say the year. Last year,
Oscar, it won't be a long story because you speak so fast.
last year, this boy, basically, I said something stupid. It wasn't that stupid. It was just.
Oh yeah, I know what story you're talking about. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so me and this boy got into serious beef.
He was a year above you, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a year above me, exactly. So, and because the thing is, so as I walk to school, I see him every day, which is really awkward.
Does he still come up to you?
Well, no, he doesn't come up to me, but I guess what I do is I get my friend just to kind of, because I cannot fight, like, whatsoever, I'm so weak, so I just kind of get my friend to protect me. So, yeah, but I don't think he comes up to me anymore, but so last year he was pushing me around, he was kind of kicking me, it got really out of hand. So then what I did was I went and told the teacher, and he got put in isolation, and he got put in...
You get put in isolation?
He got disciplined.
You should have just got me and I'll stuck up for you and, like, punch him or smack him in the head.
Well, that's the thing.
No one bullies my friends.
Bullied,
anyone bullies their friends is getting a smack on the nose, man.
Wow,
I think that leads into the second point. If you're ever getting bullied, not use your friends to fight them back, but I mean your friends are there to support you. I think that's purely what the definition of friend is. Exactly, yeah. So if you ever have, like, any trouble with someone who who's, like, on a different kind of social group with you, if they're not like in your friend group, just you can have your friends to support you. They'd be more than willing. And that's the thing. If you don't have friends who would be happy to support you, then they're probably not very good friends.
Why do you call them your friends? Yeah,
but I mean, yeah,
support you.
Exactly. And I mean, because I think me and Freddie and Ben are all that, like, all of us three have got. We've not got necessarily the same social group. I mean, like, me and the host, me and Freddie rather, we got
Me and
two.
host. It's because I got my
What
name
was
as
that?
host.
Me and host. Yeah, me and host. Me and host.
Yeah, sorry. On the Zoom call, it just said host.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know.
so sorry, me and Freddie, we got two kind of separate social groups, but I mean I hang out with all of Freddie's friends all the time because they're really funny. But yeah, I guess use your friends.
Oh,
I think and I also what are you gonna say?
who do you watch school with? Oh, can you not say names?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say names,
Oh,
but
I don't say names.
I walk to school roughly with about like 10 or 15 people. Actually, no, sorry, less than 6 because of the new
Oh,
rules.
yeah.
But yes, I think I walk to school around with around 10 people without COVID. I mean, and it's those kind of people who are really good. It's the thing is those people are like they're not like really kind, really cool. And they're like the bros, they're cool. And
The
not like
bros,
the bros
that's
anyway.
the
not
bro-
like,
the
yeah,
bro-
they're the bros, you know.
Ben, have you got any
Exactly.
personal
Ben.
stories about bullying?
Yeah, but have you got any personal stories?
People have been mean to me. Don't bother me. I mean, when I was like younger, so I don't mean like 3 or 4. I mean like it's like 8 years old. So people have been mean to me. People have always been mean to me. But bullying's when it's constant. So no one's ever bullied me. But
I know what you
people-
mean. As
just,
if
like,
he's bullying,
mean.
he's like teasing.
It doesn't really bother me. But like I've never been bullied. I wouldn't say.
I absolutely cannot stand body shaming. I absolutely hate it in any form.
Body
I
shaming.
hate it. I guess it's okay when it's just like a stupid joke, or like when someone or not a stupid joke, like a little joke between friends, But I absolutely hate any form of body shaming. I think it's
Really?
so stupid.
I know.
And because it's horrible because it's the only thing you cannot control. I cannot control in any way what kind of body I am. That's not.
No, but like
that's.
But if you
that's
can, just
the
do
well,
a couple of
yeah.
runs in the morning,
If
then
you
you'll
if
be,
you're
like,
if you're a bit
slim.
like chubby, then I guess you can
But
you can
should
make
never
a
body
difference.
shame. Like
No, but you can't
Yeah,
say
I
that. You
know,
can't
I
just
know.
say-
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you said that you can't do anything. Well, like you
yeah,
could
yeah,
if you-
that's what I
Right,
mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
certain
I mean,
you can
things
do
to an
something.
extent you can control.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Right, I mean,
But I'm
yeah,
not saying
I mean,
body
like-
shaming is
It's
okay in
just
any
awful. You
shape.
should never do that.
I think it's so awful. It's such a low way of bullying as well. I mean, like, it's probably not at least, but at least fighting someone is like, it's just so low. Like, how could you possibly say that their body, they're too fat when there's almost definitely no one's perfect. You're not going to have an absolutely perfect body, and neither are they. Just go and accept that. And the thing is, I also want to be a teacher when I'm older.
Yeah?
And there's
You
a
wanna be a
couple things that I
Mr.
wanna-
Rosen.
Yeah, Mr. Rosen.
Good morning,
There's-
Mr.
What do you say, Freddie?
Rosen.
What
Good
kind
morning,
of
children.
teacher
You want
you
to see a
want to
magic trick? I can make you all disappear into the basement.
What do you say, Freddie? What do you say,
be?
Freddie?
What
sorry?
kind of teacher do you want to be?
I guess just either like music. I quite like to teach, but
You'd be good
what
at-
I want to
you'd
be.
be
is
good
I
at-
wanna be a
I don't know.
primary
How
school
have we
teacher.
gone off from the topic of personal stories about bullying to Oscar's teacher he wants to be?
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
want to say, I want to be a teacher.
Yeah. No. Sorry. What I was gonna say was I went off point there. I was gonna say when I'm a teacher, I would actually like. I would solely hate it. I'd probably like send someone to isolation immediately if they have a body shamed or anything like
I would
that.
just say
I
go
think
to
it's so low.
isolation.
I absolutely hate it. I think this has been a very exciting talk. I think we've definitely managed to discuss
Definitely, yeah.
loads of point here. I also do hope that the audience can take this in. If you have any queries or whatsoever about bullying, even if you're a bully yourself, and you want to maybe change your ways, if you want to work out, if you want to be able to like help yourself, become better as a person, please contact us. You can either email us at realcoolroseandtalk@gmail.com or message us on Instagram, or even find one of us at school. If you go to our school, just come up to us. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
Oscar will be too busy chatting up with girls.